Human beings can't just have what they wish. That's not what this life is for. And the thing with TikTok is how to be happy. 20 million views. Watch this and you will be happy. Happiness in 3 seconds. Oh my God. Humanity's running after one thing, which is what? Happiness. When Allah asks the question here, أَمْ لِلْإِنسَانِ مَا تَمَنَّى? Or is it that the human being will have whatever he wishes for, whatever he desires? The purpose of this question is what's called, here, it would actually be tankir, or it would be inkar. What would that imply is human beings will not have whatever they wish for. What made you think that human beings can have whatever they wish for? Allah is saying this life is not about my wishes. And the word I keep translating as wishes is tamanni. But this word is juicy. It's really juicy. By the way, interesting play of words. What was the goddess of Medina that they worshipped? Manat comes from the same origin. Am lil insani ma tamanna, so it's a play on word too. Tamanni's official definition, the linguistic definition is when you really want to have something happen that you desire, you love for something to happen, and you're not sure, you keep talking to yourself, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? I hope it happens. I wonder if it happens. I really hope it doesn't happen. Except when you want something to happen or not happen and you keep asking yourself that, you live in that thought, that's actually called tamanni, wishful thinking. One good way of translating tamanni would be wishful thinking. Okay? What do they call it? You live in La La Land? That would be tamanni. But tamanni also has some other really interesting meanings in the Arabic language. I put them in yellow here. These are al-ma'ani al-thawani, the secondary meanings. At-tamanni actually comes, or al-amani also comes in the meaning of al-qira'atu bila fiqh. When you read something without understanding, they call it tamanni also. Tamanni also means lying. Kadhib. So I want you to make a list of these. I didn't write this down for you in English, so you're going to write it down. One of them is reading without understanding. One of them is lying. One of them is sharib al-khamra, drinking alcohol. Tamanni also means drinking alcohol. And mana, bima'na ibtala. Tamanni also has the meaning of tested, to be put to the test. And a really interesting one, maniyya, actually means death. Very common word for death. It's also found in some hadith, it's in shi'r, it's in maqulat Arabiya, it's in Arabic phrases and proverbs. Maniyya is actually a word for death. Okay, so what do we got? Reading without understanding, we've got lying, we've got drinking alcohol, we've got being tested, and we've got death. And these are all implications of wishful thinking. Because when you're wishfully thinking, you're not really reading what it says, you're reading what you wish it says. So you're reading it without understanding it. Even when you're reading it, you're reading into it. That's tamanni. Tamanni is also lying, because wishful thinking makes you lie to yourself and lie to others and lie about what you know and lie about the truth. Tamanni is also like an intoxication, a drug, like drinking alcohol, because your wishful thinkings can drug you and you're just lost in them. There are some people who become obsessed with something. Like a good psychological manifestation of extreme tamanni could be OCD, right? Some people become obsessive compulsive. Some people become obsessed with a person, obsessed with an idea, and that becomes their tamanni. It's like they're drunk on it, and it can lead you to death. It's it's the death of you. It's maut. So these secondary meanings are like capturing the Arab imagination about this deadly thing, this wishful thinking, that can ruin a person. And why do people go to saints? Why do people go to? Because of tamanni. So Allah is asking the question. So you've constructed this entire religion and these names all because you just have these wishes? All because of your wishful thoughts? So you really think this will get you your wishes? Allah created the human being in struggle. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي كَبَدٍ. This life actually isn't about happiness. I mean, we all have moments of happiness, but even when nothing is wrong in your life, when nothing is wrong, everything's okay. There is no human being sitting here or anywhere on the planet that just doesn't have any negative thoughts or isn't unhappy about something, even when everything is perfect. Because there's no such thing as perfectly happy in this life. When you have everything, you still wish you have something else. And when you have everything, you say, I wish I had this sooner. Why couldn't this happen last year? And when you have the best vacation, I wish it would never end. God, can't you just be happy? No, I can't because I'm human. Because Allah says, Am lil insani ma tamanna. Human beings can't just have what they wish. That's not what this life is for. And the thing with TikTok is how to be happy. 20 million views. Watch this and you will be happy. Happiness in 3 seconds. Oh my God. Humanity's running after one thing, which is what? Happiness. Just, just running out. And the most you will get is a moment of happiness, a few seconds of happiness, a day of happiness, an afternoon, rather, not even a whole day, an afternoon of happiness. The graduation ceremony, super happy. Then you get in the car and somebody says something and whoop, all gone. Happiness is like, it comes and it goes, it comes and it goes. You want to base your entire life and how you live your life on something that is so temporary? أَمْ لِلْإِنسَانِ مَا تَمَنَّى. Well, what are you saying, Ustad? We're supposed to be depressed all the time then? Does Islam want depression? This is what you sound like to me. This is why I say this. This is my voice for you. It represents you. Well, Islam actually describes that happiness is a byproduct. It's not a goal. It's a byproduct. When you're cooking the food, the smell is a byproduct. When you're living a life of purpose, then joy, you'll have more moments of joy as a byproduct. And by the way, and when you don't have moments of joy, you won't be devastated. You will not be devastated. There's an interesting rise in depression rates among teenagers in the world. Did you know that? The chart used to be like this in the 90s and this in the 2000s. And in the last 7 years, it's like this. Study the rate of depression and suicide rates among teenagers. It's gone like this. And it's the same timeline as the development of social media. As social media became more and more personalized, teenagers became more and more depressed. And why? What is the relationship? Because you see someone else and you wish you had that. You develop more and more tamanni. And the more tamanni you get, and you think tamanni will give you happiness. And what is the reality? The data is showing you. What is tamanni giving people? It's giving them death, suicide rates, al-maniyya, al-maut. You read this in a classical dictionary, and then you read stats in psychology papers, and you're like, dang, these Arabs knew their stuff. Like Allah chose this language for a reason. Amlil insani ma tamanna. Secondary meaning is, does a human being want something that will give him death? Does a human being just want to lie to himself? Does a human being just want to be drunk, deluded, self-deluded? Is that what he wants? Amlil insani ma tamanna. It's such a powerful question. It's one of those wake up ayahs. Amlil insani ma tamanna.